ओके स्टूडेंट्स, ऑलमोस्ट 2 डेज़ बाद आप लोगों का फिज़िक्स का पेपर है और आप लोगों ने काफ़ी हद तक तैयारी कर ली होगी। इसका एक प्रैक्टिस पेपर और एक जिसमें आपने प्रीवियसली पेपर दिया है वो, और एक हार्ड एरिया का पेपर मैं आपको शो कर रहा हूँ जो कि आप रिवाइज कर सकते हैं और ये भी देख सकते हैं कितनी तैयारी कर ली है कितनी नहीं की। तो शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन में पहला शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन है, अंडर what conditions two or more sources of light behave as coherent sources? Why flash of lightning is seen earlier than the thunder? Explain briefly. Differentiate between precision and accuracy and you need to prove this. उसके बाद है, under what circumstances would a vector has a component that are equal in magnitude? Explain graphically. और describe the limitations of dimension analysis. Then fourth है, for a projectile show that r is equal to r max sin 2 theta. Differentiate between conservative and non-conservative forces. Then आ जाएगा, show that the given equation is dimensionally correct. Next है, a machine needs 500 joules of energy to raise 5 kg block at distance of this. Find the efficiency of machine. Differentiate between radian and steradian. Describe angular displacement and angular acceleration. Briefly explain the equation this. Why fog droplets appear to be suspended in air? What is the moment of inertia? A certain pipe has a cross-sectional area in which water is flowing. Find the flow rate. Explain weightlessness in artificial satellite. Ripple tank से related question है. How the amplitude of a force oscillation changes. How variation of pressure affects. Explain Brewster's law of polarization. Calculate work done. Why do the system tend to become less orderly over time? Briefly explain diffraction. How color patterns formed in interference determine the two complementary angles. Then है, briefly explain adiabatic process. What is meant by impulse? Then long question में explain addition of number of vectors. What is meant by projectile motion? Then describe Bernoulli's equation and explain energy conservation. Then show that the work done in gravitational field is independent of path followed, and what is meant by orbital velocity, Doppler effect, and Cp minus Cv equals to R. अब हार्ड एरिया के पेपर में आते हैं। हार्ड एरिया के पेपर में आपके पास था, ब्रीफली एक्सप्लेन मेन प्रिंसिपल बिहाइंड यूज ऑफ अल्ट्रासाउंड. व्हाई डज cricket player retract his hand while catching the ball? Number 2, a plus b and a minus b are perpendicular to each other. Show that they have same magnitude. Two wave pulses traveling in opposite direction. Completely cancel. Briefly explain artificial gravity. पिछले एक पेपर में artificial satellite था. Show that these are dimensionally correct. Then why kinetic energy of system does not remain constant in inelastic collision? Show that this is consistent dimensionally. Then differentiate between radian and steradian. उस पेपर में भी था, इसमें भी है. Conditions of equilibrium. 45 डिग्री पे ranges equal होती हैं. Work done can be calculated from the area under the graph. Explain. Differentiate between renewable, non-renewable. What is moment of inertia? Differentiate between absolute uncertainty and percentage uncertainty. Is there any work done in centripetal force? Explain. An electric motor turns at 200 rpm. What is the angular velocity? Why clouds disappear to float in air? A small circular hole. This इसमें flux speed निकालनी है आपने. Chapter 6 में से है, I think. Briefly explain any two applications of resonance. How ultrasonic waves can be detected. Discuss necessary condition to detect interference of light. Briefly explain the function of movable plane. How is energy degraded in all natural process? Why molar specific heat at constant pressure is greater? When Young modulus experiment apparatus is taken from air? Write two statements of second law of thermodynamics. And how can the fringes with width be increased? Width can be increased by Young double slit experiment. Long में देखते हैं, what is meant by vector product, elastic collision, centripetal force, simple pendulum. Explain working principle of Carnot engine, speed का formula, Bernoulli equation and absolute potential energy. ये मेन जो आपको 12-15 टॉपिक्स हैं लॉन्ग पूरी बुक के. लॉन्ग ऊपर भी वही थे और नीचे भी वही हैं. देन आप लोग अगर उसमें ऑब्जेक्टिव देख लें थोड़ा सा, तो ऑब्जेक्टिव में आपके पास इस तरह के क्वेश्चन हैं. फॉर्मूलाज नीचे लिखे हुए जो यूज़ हो सकते हैं.